as you guys know, we recently had James Lee on the podcast, and there are many running theories as to why he was ultimately fired from Breaking Points. But I still maintain that the most obvious reason is because of the power that the Zio state still has over various elements, not just of corporate media, but of so-called independent media that is masquerading as corporate or is masquerading as independent media, but is really corporate media. And as a result, we mentioned the name of Liora Rez. Now, Liora Rez is the person who is in charge of Stop Antisemitism. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever heard this woman speak before, but we're going to hear her speak now. And if you think what you heard about her is bad, now you're going to really hear just how much of a psychopath she really is.
I speak not just about a problem, but an actual fight. A fight that the Jewish community did not choose, but one that we are now fully engaged in, confronting the global explosion of Jew hatred, unleashed since the attacks of 10/7.
Yeah.
Stop Antisemitism was built for this. For years, we exposed hate, pressured institutions, and delivered consequences. But after 10/7, the scale of threat and the urgency of our mission changed dramatically overnight.
Oh.
Since that day, we have featured more than 1,000 anti-Semites.
Is it me, or does she like a merger of like Crystal Ball and Maria Shriver?
Ooh, that hurts. Is that?
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, that's just what she looks like to me. But you know.
Well, she looks like a scarier version of Morticia Adams, actually, if that's even possible. 1,000 anti-Semites. Jen, could you once again please clarify for the not so informed that when she says anti-Semites, she knows not of what she speaks?
She means anti-dentite.
You're a raging anti-dentite.
Dentite. No, I mean, look, the ADL, we've covered it before, but like organizations and groups like this, like the ADL, they do not exist to combat anti-Semitism. What we think of as anti-Semitism, meaning Jew hatred. They don't exist for that reason. They exist to protect Israel. That's why they exist. That's what they've been doing. They've been worming their way into college campuses with this exact same bullshit for generations. It has nothing to do with anti-Semitism. The majority of cases that they claim were reported cases of anti-Semitism. And by the way, this is prior to October 7th, 23. Most of those complaints were about people that were criticizing the geopolitical state of Ziohel. So they've always been for that purpose. And she's no different.
Well, not only that, but the thing that we've always had to point out that I think a lot of times gets lost on people is that there were 700 Palestinians that we're aware of that were killed in the year 2023 by Israel prior to October 7th.
Yeah. Yeah.
On our platforms, 1,000, not theorized about them, not quietly documented them, feature them publicly, clearly, and with evidence. The results speak for themselves. Approximately 400 of these Jew haters have faced real consequences, including firings, suspensions, and expulsions. More than 300 of them remain in an active investigatory state across universities, corporations, DEI departments, unions, hospitals, nonprofits, and yes, unfortunately, federal government agencies. And yes, 5 arrests to date tied directly to threats and violence of anti-Semitic conduct we helped expose. This is what accountability looks like.
No.
This is what
a McCarthy witch hunt looks like. It is so unbelievably freaky that she's standing there and she doesn't even like this could be them talking about the communists back during the McCarthy era. That's how absurd this sounds. And I want to be very clear that I don't understand how and why it's a crime or should be punishable to be anti-Semitic or anti-Jew. Again, if I want to hate Jews, I can hate Jews. Like, I don't understand the concept of mind policing in any capacity. Like, this is absurd, what she's talking about. She hasn't mentioned any sort of violent action. These are not hate crimes. These are hate thoughts. If that, again, assuming that they really did hate Jews and that was really what they were thinking. So they're being punished for their thoughts. This is horrifying.
And this is one of the most powerful people in Washington. Don't kid yourself.
Action looks like. This is what pushing back hard looks like against the tidal wave of hate that has consumed the United States and global population. From our founding, Stop Antisemitism has operated on one guiding belief. Anti-Semitism thrives when there are no consequences.
Anti-Semitism thrives when you make it look like Jews are committing a Holocaust. That's what does it. It's amazing how that happens.
I think it's also fair to say that when I do see that flag, it's the equivalent of looking at the Nazi flag. Like, it is the Third Reich. That is a hate symbol. That is a violence symbol. And I don't know how their position that they think that they can eliminate everybody that disagrees with them.
Yeah.
It's not in the millions, lady. It's in the billions with a B that want to do away with you and your people. And we're not talking about Jews.
No, I know. Yeah, right. Yeah.
You use Judaism as a shield.
Correct.
For your genocide. And you know what? You're running out of places to go. You really are.
This woman, it looks like the complete definition of what I would think of people think as a white feminist. Like, she actually thinks she's serving the greater good. This privileged white woman just basically standing there on some friggin' high horse. It's grotesque.
Well, not only that, but this is why I've always been concerned in the political arena about white liberal privileged women. When they hone in on a cause, it's because they're just bored and they don't have anything better to do. So in her mind, ruining thousands of lives because they dare to exercise their constitutional rights, she's elated in watching other people suffer. Partially because of the victim mentality that is instilled upon the Zios in general, but also because this is, once again, a class war. And they do see themselves as ethnically, culturally, religiously, and socially superior to everyone else. Know the difference between a racist and a bigot. This woman is a racist, pure and simple.
So we created consequences, a lot of them. We created visibility. We turned the spotlight towards those who targeted on our community, making silence impossible. On campuses where Jewish students were hunted through libraries, where professors glorified Hamas and Hezbollah terrorists, where mobs shut down our buildings.
Nobody ever stops these people and say, what students? What professors? What students were running for their safety? Where did this happen?
You know, I remember early on after October 7th, around this particular time 2 years ago on Columbia University's campus, when the students were protesting with the Palestinian flags, and one of the people that was protesting in favor of Israel claimed that somebody walked into them with the flag and, oh my God, they hit me in the face.
This is how ridiculous they are.
And it turns out that girl who said that was working for the Mossad. So it's all there, guys. It's all there. They had a great grift going for a long time.
Yeah.
And
they're their own worst enemy. Because why? Because pigs get fat and hogs get slaughtered, even if you're kosher.
Hey, Liora Rez, how are you going to explain away Arsen Ostrovsky's getting caught red-handed committing a false flag in Bondi Beach? How are you going to talk that one away? How you gonna
look, they seem to have talked away the Hannibal Directive information that came out that was very clear, even from their own sources. I don't
won't
know.
last.
And administrators hid under desks. We stepped in. We documented the offenders. We worked with attorneys, lawmakers, and victim families. And we ensured the message was not mistakable. If you target Jewish students, your actions will not disappear into the darkness. We will shine a light on you that, thanks to Google and SEO, will follow you for the rest of your life. When you
Did you hear what you just said?
Yes.
Google and SEO will follow you for the rest of your life. So she's not only admitting what her job is, but she also is admitting that she is intelligence. She's admitting that she works for intelligence.
Well, or that we know that the big tech companies are completely intertwined with CIA, with Mossad, with it's all one group of people that are seeking to control what we're thinking here, right? So the people like Larry Ellison who feel the need to be buying media like he's playing whack-a-mole, trying to control all the leaks. He's in bed with this one, not literally, but figuratively, like they're together in trying to shape this narrative. So yeah, she is working with those companies.
you look for a job, when you look for a spouse, when you look for a nanny, when you look for anything, our work will always be documented, again, thanks to Google and SEO. In corporations where DEI leaders smeared Israel, excused Hamas, we pressured CEOs. Some resigned, many were terminated, but policies were changed, thankfully, from governmental to art institutions. Online, where anonymous accounts spread violent threats, we traced patterns, elevated evidence, and worked with authorities, leading to arrests from Florida, South Carolina, New York, California, and Texas. And we're not slowing down, sadly. Today, Stop Antisemitism, I'm proud to say, runs one of the most robust anti-Semitic enforcement operations in the United States.
Can we think about that for a second, how insane this is? Insane that they believe they can police anti-Semitism, not actions. She's not talking about criminal acts. She's not talking about hate crimes. She's talking about thought. She's talking about that they actually have a force out there to combat anti-Semitism.
This lady is, well, she's sociopathic. I mean,
I just think that it's horrifying. And again, I don't want to hang out with anti-Semites. I don't want to hang out with anti-anythingites. I don't want to hang out with Haiti, vile people. That's my choice. But they're allowed to think that. They're allowed to be Haiti, vile people. And it freaks me out. This is how I end up coalescing, if you will, with the likes of people like Nick Fuentes or whoever, because as much as these people are vile and gross, I'll still defend their right to say and think what they think. This woman is like some sort of like AI Stepford wife. This is some crazy shit. She's worse than Greenblatt. He's just evil. She's I don't know.
I don't think Greenblatt has it in him. You know what? You know what it's like, honestly, Jen? Greenblatt reminds me of somebody like Himmler, who is an evil bastard who wants everyone else to do the dirty work.
Well,
yeah. Like Liora Rez, she's like Eichmann. She is willing to pull the levers in the gas chambers. Like, she's willing to kill people. Like, she gives off that psychotic vibe of, oh, I will remove you if I have to.
Oh, and she reminds me of Laura Loomer, too. Once you said psychotic, that just sort of came to mind.
Yes. Laura Loomer is psychotic, but in a very unhinged way. This woman is psychotic, and she is completely aware of her surroundings, which makes her even more dangerous because she could get shit done.
Well, we could also talk about the ridiculousness that a fake nation has an embassy, but anywho.
Correct.
monitoring campuses, digital networks, activist groups, and public officials, documenting incidents in real time and mobilizing millions of people, of allies that are quietly by our side. But the fight is bigger than the exposure, and it's about securing a future where Jewish students can walk across a quad without being screamed at, a future where employers understand.
Again, I would urge people to always question when somebody's giving a speech and they say something in that regard, this general statement that students being yelled at, students being harassed. Always question that when there has not been one reported firsthand credible incident of that happening. Not one. So they keep saying it, like they keep saying the rape story or whatever, but yet there's no evidence to support it, and nobody questions these people because they're sitting there and talking in their own little echo chamber. They probably think that if she farted, it would smell good in that room. So like they're all just, they love each other, but this would not stand against any, let's say, halfway decent reporter would be like, what instances are you talking about? And she would have none to speak of.
No,
it's infuriating. It really is infuriating.
And that anti-Semitism is not activism. It's bigotry, and it will cause you to lose your job.
Why?
Rules for thee, not for me.
Meanwhile, behold, one of the world's greatest basic actors on behalf of the white patriarchy, women like that. White women like that woman are one of the biggest problems that we have in this country as far as making progress. It's the truth. It's women like that.
Well, it's also an example of somebody who, as soon as she, those are the types of people that always pick up the ladder to make sure that no one else can get up there. It's all for her by herself. This is why we cover these stories. We cover them because, first of all, I don't know how many people had heard Liora Rez speak before. I'm going to be honest. I never heard her speak before I got this clip. And when you want to talk about the banality of evil, you're looking at it. Liora Rez is the banality of evil. Stop anti-Semitism? No, it's as anti-free speech as anything you will ever see. And she is paid millions upon millions of dollars to run that organization, and they run it out of Washington, D.C., which is why she is revered there. Again, the people do not revere any of this shit, except for the Zio scum. They're in their own little bubble, if you will. But the power vacuum within D.C., within San Francisco, within Miami, within New York City, within Chicago, and a few places in between, they love her. Why do you think she gets the money? Why do you think they do these events?
I've never heard of her until this, so I have no idea. But I will tell you the vibe that I get from her, and it's a very particular feeling. So I get the vibe from her of like a white woman in the South that calls out a black man for stepping on her toe and ends up having him hanged, and she's just okay with that. That's the kind of vibe I get from her. Like this very particular white supremacist. Yeah, she's disgusting. And no, I didn't know of her, but now I've seen everything I need to know.
Yes. And in conclusion, in case you guys are wondering, if there is a person who probably went max to make sure that James Lee lost his job, that's the person. That's who did it.